In the wise words of PJ and Duncan, let's get ready to rumble. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I'm a freelance copywriter and blogger, and this week we're going to be talking about the twisted and dark world of content mills, bidding sites and other affiliated collectives which are aimed at getting freelance writers easy work and easy money. Now, I happen to know quite a few writers who use these websites as a means of running their freelance writing business. They're perfectly happy doing that. And if that sounds like you, and you're happy using these sites or joining these collectives or being part of a content mill, and you find it's a great way to run business, you keep doing that. I'm not here to tell you that the way you like to do things is wrong. I would just like to talk about my experience with them and what I've heard from other people and why potentially it might not be a great idea or a great way to run a profitable business long term or the best way to maximize your time. So if you're interested in hearing a different viewpoint, maybe stick around, hear what I've got to say. But if you're perfectly happy, shut this video down now. It's not going to be for you. You're not going to like it. You're probably going to get annoyed. And far be it for me to tell you how to run your business. That being said, I've had some experience with these types of websites. I've talked to a lot of writers who have as well, and I thought it would be cool to go over some of the reasons why they're not a very dope idea for running a good business long term, and other ways that you can go about getting the kind of work or the opportunities or the relationships or the communities that these guys are promising you, but without having to jump through hoops and basically get butt fucked. Recently, I've noticed a lot of ads on the tube as I've been going around London for websites like Fiverr, which are very much geared towards the client and how they can basically pick and choose from freelance talent, pick them up and put them down whenever they want, and they'll only be charged an hourly fee. And not to mention the fact that these ads are so fucking condescending that they boil my blood intensely every time I see them. That's beside the point. We're not here to talk about that today. But really the kind of messages that they are sending to clients about the relationships that they have with their freelancers, how freelance talent actually works, and the benefit of a long-term relationship with these guys when you actually put time, effort, and value into them. Really sends the wrong message. It's also come up quite a few times in the freelance communities that I'm part of, these little collectives which basically have you do a bunch of tests or work for free with a view to becoming part of this exclusive freelance community, and they then will give you work, hook you up with other people, they give you support, you kind of all hang out together, help each other, collab on things, and they do make it sound very sexy and appealing. But I mean, I know a way you can get that for free without having to do a bunch of tests or free work or interviews. I had some guy trying to get me to come for interviews and chemistry sessions with people, and if I got through that round, then I would be able to do something else. I was like, bitch, please. So I fell into this trap pretty soon into my freelance career. I was probably half a month in to freelancing when I decided that the only way I could get work was to join up with one of these content mills. One that I joined was kind of like a blogging site where you could pick up jobs. You worked on the jobs through the platform, meeting a certain set of criteria, and then you would get paid kind of every 2 weeks or so. And at first I thought I'd really hit onto a gem. You know, I applied, they kind of auditioned me and allowed me onto the platform. I thought that I'd really struck gold, but very, very quickly I realised exactly what was going wrong. So I'm going to kind of go over those points with you here today and maybe ways you can get around it and achieve the same kinds of things without having to submit to these soulless content mills. I should also point out that this video is kind of not only inspired by the things that I've seen and experienced in my own community recently, but also the fab work that Jordan McKell does over on her channel. She's got a ton of really, really great videos about why content mills and bidding sites are just not great for business, and really awesome actionable ways that you can avoid them altogether and build a profitable business from the ground up. So I'll link her channel down below and up there, and maybe a couple of videos that you can go check out. She's amazing, and I think it was partly to do with my own experience and what I was hearing her say that made me step away from these content mills altogether very, very quickly, and thank goodness I did. So the first reason that these content mills and bidding sites are not great for freelancers is because they are effectively preying on your insecurity. They are coming at you with a marketing pitch that suggests that there are no clients and no jobs out there. And in order to get them, it's really, really difficult, really hard. You have to be in a privileged position or know someone. And really, that's just not the case. They're kind of telling you they have an everlasting pool of clients and jobs that you can just pick up or pitch for. The work is all there for you. All you have to do is pitch for it or apply for it, and the job is yours. And that is true in real life as well. There is work out there for you. All you have to do is pitch for it and apply for it, and it can be yours. The only difference is that you're working with a client who values you, could potentially become a long-term client, and who is willing to pay you properly for your time and effort, rather than paying you £5 for a 500-word blog post. No. I basically built my entire freelance business on cold pitching. I targeted people, tailored a pitch, really sold myself for their exact need, and managed to get a pool of clients very, very quickly, which I built a business on, and ended up making a really decent wage in my first year of business, just because I cold pitched rather than get sucked into kind of a loads of time consuming jobs for hardly any money, which isn't really a great way to build business. I kind of did use that to supplement my income to start with, but I quickly realised I had to do a fuck ton of jobs to scrape through when I could be doing one job and getting paid well for it. So the second reason that content mills aren't necessarily a great idea for you as a freelancer is because they encourage you to devalue yourself. I can't remember which platform it was that I was on, but basically you could pitch for jobs and go in with a pitch and an hourly wage that you would expect for that job, and then obviously the client uses the website to kind of go through everyone that's pitched and choose who they'd like to work with. But really, they're going to choose based on the rate that you've pitched, aren't they? Really, effectively. They're going to choose the cheapest writer so that they can get the best value for money. And really what that's encouraging you to do is undercut everybody else so that you win that work. And really, was it a win? Because you got paid hardly anything for it, and you worked with someone that chose you based on how cheap you are, not how good you are. Really, you've effectively become a pen prostitute. I think it's far better to be working with clients that choose to work with you because you're the right fit, or because you had a really strong pitch, or, because they heard from someone that you were banging and they met with you and they really, really liked you. Stuff like that, stuff that actually means something, rather than the fact that you were willing to do 2,000 words for a tenner. That shit's whack. Reason number 3, why these sites are not necessarily great for freelancers. Fuck off, car. Oh, it's bin day. Soz. We'll just hang out here. So the next reason why these sites may not necessarily be great for business is because you are working more, being paid less, and therefore having no time to pitch proper clients who are willing to pay you a proper wage for actual jobs. So it's not necessarily a sustainable way to run business, because ideally you'd be wanting to work on really sick, awesome jobs, have a comfortable day that's not jam-packed, and really make a good wage from it, rather than have to bash through like 10 500-word blog posts in a day to hit your quota to be able to scrape, 100 quid for the day. And that's really not, it doesn't feel good, it puts the pressure on you, and you can't really run a profitable business that way, because you're not using your time effectively. Really, you want to be working less and getting paid more, so you have more time to pitch for other awesome stuff and work on your own shit and really feel fulfilled. I mean, that's the reason that we became freelancers, isn't it? We wanted to work our way on stuff we like, on our own terms, and get paid well for it, not be writing. I had once had to write a blog post about tarmac. I'm not even fucking kidding you. I had to write 1,000 words about tarmac. And to be honest, no shade to anyone that loves tarmac or wants to write about tarmac or doesn't care if they have to write about tarmac, but that's really not how I saw my life going. The final reason is, as I said at the very beginning, websites like this don't necessarily encourage the best type of clients. No shade again to anyone that likes to use these sites or likes to find freelancers through these sites. I've known a couple of people who have picked up really great long-term clients that they met on these websites, but generally speaking, they are people that do not value freelancers, do not value quality. They are simply after a cheap freelancer. I just need you to do this. It's going to take an hour. I want to pay you a tenner for it. That's it. It's price driven. You have become a commodity, and so maybe they're less likely to give you a great brief or form a great relationship with you or really want to pay you or care about what you're giving them. And that's such an unfulfilling way to work. As a freelancer, you want those great relationships. You want collaborative relationships and creative relationships. You don't want to feel like somebody just wants something done and then they're going to fuck off, Again, pen prostitute, doesn't feel nice. You want to work with people that really care about you and the value that you're going to bring to them. So these sites don't necessarily encourage that type of client. And finally, just going to touch very lightly on those sites that are collectives that encourage you to join and pass loads of tests and do loads of meetings to join their fancy collective to get referrals and make friends. Bitch, you do not need that. Go to Twitter, find the Content Club UK hashtag, Copywriters Unite hashtag. Find us all on Twitter. I promise you, we're all there. We're all happy to help you. Build up relationships with people, get out networking at Copywriters Unite meetups, and get referrals and build relationships. Oh my God, I do not believe we're having this argument again. Isabeau! I'm going to come down on you so hard. Isabeau! And start to build relationships with people that are happy to refer you work or help you out in a tight spot or collaborate with you on something. You can get that shit for free. That's what I said to the guy on the phone. I was like, I don't have to take your test and do chemistry meetings with your team because I've got this for free. Thanks. Bye. Boop. No free tests, no free work, no jumping through hoops in order to potentially get referrals. You don't need that. You've already got it on Twitter. Come find us. We're nice, I promise. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you found this useful. As I said, I'll put loads of links below for useful, helpful stuff that will really help you move away from those bidding sites. And I'm going to kill my cat. Isabeau! I see you. What a dick. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. Come and find me on Twitter at EJCownley and meet me back here in 2 weeks for more Kiss My A's. Until then, take care. Peace out. You're the worst. Do you know that? The literal worst.